my name's Alex Heywood. I've been in New Delhi for the last 4 years, and for 3 of those I've been running Kid Powered Media. And Kid Powered Media is a children's NGO, which is, our goal is to help kids really get the education that they need on the social issues that they face inside of disadvantaged or slum communities in the city.
And I'm Jessie Hodges. I've also been in Delhi for about 4 years, working with a variety of NGOs. I joined KPM about a year and a half ago to help develop their creative curriculums and their program models. We actually let our kids decide the issues, so we think that if they can choose the original issue, then it's more relevant to them, they'll be more interested to talk about it. So we let them choose whatever they want. There are a few that occur really, really often, which are like alcohol, gender, education, abuse, violence, those type of things. And then from whatever they choose, we help them kind of see the bigger picture of that issue and kind of expand it and get some more information about it.
It's awesome for us because it allows us to sort of skip the engagement, because it's the kids coming to us with what they want to engage us on. And it was a little bit unknown at the beginning when we started it, what they would come to us with, but they tend to come to the issues that we all want to work with kids to help them learn about, but presented in the context that makes sense and is relevant for them. So that's our starting point to work from, which actually makes the whole process of really diving into them much easier.
Right, so instead of being an abstract issue, it's really an everyday personal experience that they're talking about, right? So it makes it very, very relevant. Very interesting.
We work in a partnership model, so there's tons of awesome NGOs that work in Delhi. And the issues we tend to work on, because they're not traditional in the sense that you can't memorize an answer to gender, you can't memorize an answer to drugs, tends to be something that NGOs have a hard time connecting with and talking to kids about. So we exist to try to help them expand and grow and do a better job at their social outreach programs. So that's how we connect with our clubs and our kids.
Our main goal is to distribute the video to other communities like the ones that the kids are from. So it's really kids sharing messages with their peers across the city and across India as much as possible. Our main way to do this is that our car is a mobile theater. So we have a backup battery, a huge sound system, a big screen, and we pull into slums around Delhi and we play the movie for the whole community to come out and see. So it's really a way to get the kids' message out there in a really personal, really powerful way. It's an entertaining movie. There's like loud music. Everybody will come and watch it, and it's really effective. We're looking into other ways as well, but for now, it's our core solid way of.
It gives you that critical mass of people to have a whole community come out. And we spent a lot of time in these places, and what we've seen is that a lot of the technologies, especially some of the stuff that's being talked about today, doesn't exist inside these communities. So it's really, it's going to be more low-tech or more organizations doing its kind of thing. You build out to the future, but right now where we're at is, Delhi's first portable movie theater, which is super cool, and, in itself is a great start for getting these messages out. So we work mostly or almost exclusively with really small grassroots organizations. We've always found that these are the ones that work inside the places where we want to be. So our funding comes mostly from North America, usually from a small group of foundations that have like this idea at the beginning that putting kids in charge sort of reimagines the role that communities can play in finding answers to their own issues. It's also great that we can do this now because creating media is so cost effective. 20 years ago this wouldn't have been possible, but the cost of actually creating media isn't a burden, isn't a hindrance to this happening. So we have 8 of these feature films, and the feature film is our longest production. They're about half an hour, and these are the ones with the dancing and the gundas and the masala. We actually picked the storyline on that one, the idea being that we push forward issues that sometimes aren't talked about inside of communities for taboo or other reasons. But it's the kids themselves that are the writers, the directors, and the actors. We also put the...
Yeah, on top of that, we also have like shorter films that the children make themselves, and they really write the whole story. They pick the original issue. It's very, very, very kid-centered. And those are shorter, like maximum 5 minutes, and we have about 10 of those. We also do comic books and street plays as well. So our comic books come in a digital version, and the street plays are really the first step for the kids to really gain their confidence and stand in front of their communities and make that leadership. So they're not as shareable, but it's a really important step for the kids to be able to stand up for themselves.
I think one of the things that we really like is storytelling. And our outputs are that, or sometimes movies, there's sometimes comic books, there's sometimes street plays, but I think that's the core of what it is this notion of storytelling as a way to really talk about things that need to be talked about that otherwise can't. And that's why we use media to tell those stories better, or to give kids the opportunity to express something that they can't through words. That's how we sort of see technology, that, and then the shareability.
And it's really about that expression that the kids don't have otherwise, and that ability to take some distance through a story, to think about the ending, and to think about the characters, and think about a problem without it being so personal to themselves, but at the same time so relevant.